following program is sponsored by LBO Academy.
This is the Lifestyle Business Owner Show, where we talk about the street smarts of small business. Your hosts are Aaron and Mayumi Muller, owners of 8 companies that run without them, and founders of the LBO Academy. It's your turn to discover how you can own a business that runs without you. Now, here's Aaron and Mayumi.
Good morning, everyone. This is Aaron Muller with the Lifestyle Business Owner Show, where we talk about the street smarts of small business. If you guys can't hear the entire show today, you can go to lboradio.com. That's lboradio.com, where you can download this episode and any other previous episode we have. We are super excited about our guest today. We're going to be discussing why the top performers have coaches. Our guest today is Tom Matzelle. He's the author of the book, Goal Setting, Move Forward, Get Out of Your Own Way. So that means you're in your own way most of the time, right? He has been a corporate and personal performance coach for over 15 years, working with Fortune 500 companies, professional sports teams, and individual leaders. His clients have included Southwest Airlines, JP Morgan Chase, Los Angeles Angels, Texas Rangers, State of Washington L&I and DOT departments, and Keller Williams Real Estate Firm. Whether you're a business owner looking to take your personal performance to the next level or looking to take your company productivity to the next level, Tom is the guy for you. Also, we have my co-host, Mayumi Muller. She's not only my business partner, but also my partner in life. She's an amazing woman, a true hustler, and if I didn't have her by my side, I would never have the success I do. Mayumi, why don't you say hi to everyone?
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you, honey. It's always so nice of you to say that every week to
It's
me.
because I love you.
I'm excited about having Tom here this morning. Thank you so much for being on our show. And the reason why is because I feel like this is something that people need in their lives. And we were talking about this in the green room with Tom, is just, you know, you need somebody to help you and guide you through the blind spots, right?
Oh, yeah.
And kind of work that through. And so I'm so excited for you to be here and start asking you some questions. So Tom, welcome to the show this morning.
Thank you guys very much. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, so let's get going. So why did you decide to become a business coach?
Actually, when I was younger, I graduated with a communications degree from Washington State University. Go Cougs. I also got a certificate program from University of Washington, so you're okay.
Yes, go Dogs.
But when I got out of school, I actually started teaching at Dale Carnegie School of Communications. It was like a 12-week program where you coach with some people in corporate America.
Great.
And then my corporate jobs with MCI and Expedia, I was in the training and development field for a number of years. And I loved doing that because I loved to watch people grow because it gave them confidence.
Right.
I think the biggest thing that happens is you see people stand in their own way or they self-sabotage themselves out of fear or lack of education. So
true.
it was one of those things that I really loved to do. And as the economy changed and I had different opportunities, I really had some clients say, you know what, you'd be great into coaching. And I really thought about it, but it kind of gave me the extra boost to get out there and confidence for myself to get
Exactly.
into coaching. And I was very, very fortunate to have some of the larger corporate companies, like you said, but I also do a lot of individual entrepreneurial coaching too for people who are starting out businesses for the first time or people who are actually in a rut or maybe don't understand their P&Ls or their money or they just want to change their culture.
So let's define what a business coach is versus like a consultant. You know, you hear like, I'm a business consultant, but then you hear a lot of people talking about, I'm a coach. So what's the difference between a coach and a consultant?
Sure. A consultant, I think, would be a person that most people pay for their opinion. A coach is a person that actually helps you build just like a athletic trainer builds your muscles. I'm going to actually help build your strengths, but also look at your blind spots and your learning opportunities and coach you. The biggest thing that I do is help on accountability, I help on productivity, and staying on task. The difference probably that the way I coach compared to a lot of people is I work on 1 month retainers. So when someone hires me, they get me for the whole month. They can text me, they can email me, they can call me anytime. Instead of having a fixed time, let's talk at between 2 and 3.
So that
Right.
a consultant would do that versus be just open like that, or
Most consultants are kind of scheduled, and a lot of coaches are, but a lot of times when people are going through personal growth as well as corporate or business coach or business growth, you really want to say, oh, I'm stuck here. Hey, can I just reach out and talk to you? So as a coach, there's a little more flexibility, and you have that relationship.
Do you think that a coach is better for someone to have than a consultant? I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Like,
I think a coach looks at the whole picture, looks at the person as well as the product. And I actually go into the 3 Ps. So I look at the person, the product, and the process. And consultants a lot of times just look at the process, and they sometimes will look at the product, and they will. Don't get me wrong. Consultants are great people out there, and they have their specialties. But what I try to do is try to do a little bit of everything. But again, it's to work on people's strengths, but also work on their blind spots to get them over the hump.
So empowering them to solve a lot of their own problems.
It's having that conversation. It's sometimes having that hard conversation, and really to talk to someone saying, where are you today? Where do you want to be in 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years? And then, like a business plan, as you know, the first step is to talk about exit strategies. But with consulting, the biggest thing I run into is people are very proud. And they're successful, and that's why they got there. But the thing that I really need to do is to get people to be vulnerable. Because when people are vulnerable and they open up, they can really say, you know what, I'm having a hard time here.
And I also I feel like with having a coach, a business coach, you know, like you were saying, Tom, you know, it really encompasses not only the business perspective of it, but the personal, because a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, you know, we have lives too.
Well, it's very intertwined. I mean, personal and business life. If you're a small business owner, it's part of your personal life.
So
anyway,
it's great to be able to, you know, work on both ends of the spectrum, which is great as a coach. Seems like they're working more on that, and that's what you're doing. I like the retainer for 1 month. I like that concept. I think that's great, because then, you know, as business owners or even entrepreneurs or just people that are wanting to help themselves, we want to get a hold of you. So it's nice that you offer that option. Okay, so what if they say, you know, some people say, you know, I'm just a small business owner and my budget is very limited. Why is it important for me to hire a coach? So, you know, there's so many other things that small business owners have to purchase or get involved with marketing and what have you. Why do you feel like they should save some budget to be able to hire a business coach?
I think what a business coach does is really takes people to the next level much quicker than they could do it themselves. Now, I'm not an IT genius. I'm going to be the first one to say that. And I know what you need to do when you start a business is have a website. So you could probably learn via YouTube or your friends or looking at Squarespace or other things and figure it out. But you can actually hire somebody else to do it probably in a day and a half.
Exactly.
And so really by having a business coach, what you're doing is saving time, money, and energy. And it really takes you to the next level. And the other thing is when you hire myself to work with me, you also get my network. So you get my network of contacts. It's saying, hey, I need someone to help me here. Oh, I have a great contact here. So it's the experience you're hiring as well as the expertise of getting you to where you want to get to much quicker.
That's great.
So what are the some of the most common problems that you're able to solve for entrepreneurs?
I think the biggest thing, and it's not really depending on age. It really depends on if it's their first company or first time away from corporate America. It's just that fear. It's that people don't understand it, but sometimes they sabotage themselves because they have a fear of success or a fear of failure. So they're stuck. So it's really getting people into action, setting up goals, and really having milestones so people. You don't have this one big ominous goal out there. You chop it up so it's in manageable pieces so you can accomplish them. If it's a small enough goal, you can go after it. But if it's a huge goal, like saying, I want to do X by the end of the year, sometimes it gets a little too intimidating. And if you're a month, 2, 3 months into the process and you haven't started, a lot of people quit. So having a business coach is great because keep them accountable, talk to them, text them, give them the process, and really the framework and the boundaries to be successful.
Well, the accountability is huge, I would imagine, because if we set goals on our own, we're like, oh, we didn't get it. Next, we'll just figure it out later. But you actually hold them accountable, which is great.
Yeah, and also, I know that as a business owner, we don't really have a lot of people to go to, right? We're the last resort. Everybody's coming to us as business
Exactly.
owners for answers, and so it's nice. If you have a business partner, you can bounce those kind of things off them. But if you don't have that type of person to go to, it's nice having a coach saying, "Hey, Tom, I got this situation. Like, what do I do?" Even if you don't have the right answer, you can have that good discussion. And it sounds
Right.
like you've got a lot of experience yourself. I mean, you actually own a restaurant as well, right?
Yes, I have a restaurant down Ballard called the Barking Dog with a business partner, Dan Anderson, and it's a great opportunity to meet people in that venue. Also have done real estate for a number of years as well. So there are things that I like to do, and this is one of the things I talk to people and saying, what do you really want to do? So people are always about getting money. Well, sometimes when you're a W-2 employee, you only get paid when you show up. So it's
Right.
passive income.
Right.
As you well know, it's the passive income where you can make money when you're not working, and looking at different strategies. So a lot of times, I think when people first come to me, they're so focused on one thing. A lot of times, I kind of probably
open
shed
it
a
up.
light up so they can see, oh, there are other opportunities out there where I can make money or excel at.
Right. No, I think that's great. So I know that you do sports coaching as well. And so there are life coaches, business coaches, personal coaches. So how do you tell people how to pick a good coach for them? Are there questions that they should ask or interview them as well?
Exactly. It's almost like picking out a realtor, picking out someone who's going to cut your hair or something else. You have to have a good established rapport with them. And they might be a great person, but if they're not good for you, then it's not going to work. So any person that I work with, I will either face to face or on the phone or Skype or however we want to meet. I will usually set up about a 30-minute free exploratory session just
That's
so
great.
we can talk to each other. I can talk to them. They can talk to me. And we can find out if there's a real chemistry there
Yeah.
and really can hit the target.
But that's key,
That's
because
key.
you definitely need to be relatable to somebody that you're going to be coaching, right?
Well, you know what? This morning we're talking with Tom Matzelle. He has been a corporate and individual performance coach for over 15 years, working with Fortune 500 companies, professional sports team, and individual leaders. We're also discussing why the top performers have coaches. Follow the Lifestyle Business Owner on Facebook and Instagram, and you can also listen to the Lifestyle Business Owner Show anytime, anywhere on lboradio.com. That's lboradio.com.
The Lifestyle Business Owner Show continues after this, here on Business Radio 1300 KKOL. This is the Lifestyle Business Owner Show, the street smarts of small business. Here's Aaron and Mayumi Muller.
Welcome back to the Lifestyle Business Owner Show, where we talk about the street smarts of small business. Today we're talking with Tom Matzelle. He's been a corporate and individual performance coach for over 15 years, working with Fortune 500 companies, professional sports teams, and individual leaders. We're also discussing why the top performers have coaches. And we left off with, interviewing your coaches to find out if there's chemistry and if it's going to be the right fit for you, if that person's going to be the right fit for you. It's kind of like dating, right?
It's kinda like
You'll
dating.
know right when
Everyone's how many people are you dating, Tom?
It's
Yes,
one of those
it
things. It's
is.
like dating, but it's also you want to get someone who's going to push you.
yeah.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
it's one of those things of you go to a trainer at a gym and they're nice to you. You're really not going to see the results.
I
Yes.
manipulate my trainers.
Yes.
I go, hey man, let's just talk a little bit about this
Yeah.
story this weekend. What happened?
Yeah, and get them all distracted.
The
and
smart
everything.
ones know it when I'm doing it.
Yeah, and my job really is not to work with someone for 6 months or a year. I really want to get them over a hump, so I try to
Okay.
do it in 2 to 4 months
Oh, that's
Right.
to
cool.
get them
That's
going.
nice.
So it's not.
So it's not a huge investment from for a small business owner, right? That just sounds like it's not such a big
Yeah.
investment for them.
It's a short-term investment, but I have a lot of clients that come back and we'll check in for a month or two,
Yeah.
Right.
just because
Like
hey,
maintenance.
A little
Yeah,
bit of a la carte
yeah.
stuff.
we're
right?
moving into another company, we're changing our culture, we want to do this, we're merging, and we just want to kind of re-up. So we all
No,
go
I
to a
think that's
doctor's once a
great.
year. It might be good just to check in with your CPA as well as your business coach.
Your
There you
business coach, and I know that you work a lot with individual folks as well as small business owners, entrepreneurs. I mean, so you guys.
So do you do
it's
personal
great.
coaching, like actual personal coaching?
Yep.
Like, hey, I'm having problems with my wife or my girlfriend or whatever, like my kids. You do that too, or
I do that also. It sounds funny. A lot of times people come to me for the first time and saying, hey, I want you to talk about my business. And that's how it starts. And then after that, because as you said earlier, everyone comes in from their life into their office,
Right.
but they can't just cut it off. So some
Right.
people going through divorce, maybe a death in a family, maybe
Right.
there's people there. And what happens is I always tell people the longest journey you're ever going to take is the 8 inches between your ears. So
That is so
sometimes
true.
you're just in a place in a fog. So yes, I do work with some people, and it's kind of the same thing. The process and the pattern you go through
Right.
is personal as well as in your business alignment. But it's just, hey, let's make goals, let's make action items, and the key is to get into action and do them. A lot of people make goals and they get those chemical reactions and saying, "Oh, I made goals,"
Yeah.
and they never do them.
yeah, it sounds
Right.
My brother. I'm not gonna say it too much, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn you on to my brother.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you
So we talked about that last segment, but let's talk about the cost, right? Because I feel
Okay.
like a lot of people, like if you go to a counselor, it can get kind of spendy, and a lot of counselors, don't take insurance these days because it's that whole issue, right? So is hiring an individual life coach or a business coach, how expensive is that?
It can range everywhere from $50 an hour, and I've seen people charge $10,000 a month. So it's just depending on their experience and the level that they're giving. What I'm very lucky at is I only take 8 clients a month because I want to make sure I'm available for people anytime they want to talk.
That's great.
And yes, I will be talking with someone else, so I might not get back to you for 45 minutes an hour. But from 7 to about 8, 7 in the morning till 8 at night, you can reach me 7 days a week, unless something's said, like we're on vacation. But as far as the cost goes, it's so funny. I've talked to people before, and I kind of did a little experiment. And I said, yes, I charge $5,000 a month. And people just gasp.
Yeah.
And I say, no, I'm just kidding. I charge $50 a month. And then people gasp too, because it's like,
It's
too
such
cheap.
a-
what kind of value am I
Yes,
getting?
Exactly.
So it just depends. And really what I do is I sit down with people and saying, what do you want to work on? And
Sure.
if you actually have success out of this meeting or out of this month or two together, what would it save you
Right.
in money?
Yeah.
And if they say it's going to be $10,000 or $3,000 or $200, I might just say, you know what? This might work, this might not. But as far as myself, I've got all my clients for the last year and a half, all 100% from referrals, meaning everyone saw value
Right.
and everyone pushed in. So
And we're not going to make you give the prices over the air. Obviously, we want people to contact you. So at the end of the show, we'll send out information on how to get a hold of Tom so that you can start your process.
I just had one more question on the regarding like what's like not a good customer for like you,
Yeah.
like what
Do
would be
you-
a situation where you
Do you
wouldn't
turn
want to
people
take
away?
other than just time
I
restraints?
have. I joke with my sister sometimes. She's a counselor, and she and I kind of do the same thing, but I want to work with people in a healthy place moving forward. She works with people usually that talks about their past, what
Yes.
got them there. Really, I'm looking for someone who's in a healthy place and someone who's going to be
That's
realistic.
a good,
Right,
yeah, that's
that's
a good
great.
gauge. I like
Healthy
that.
place.
Because I
Because
have
they're open to change and growing with you, right? And
I-
taking your advice.
And it's not only taking my advice because I'm not omnipotent and I have all the right answers, but I usually can direct people and saying, look, this is proven to be a good strategy that will work. And it's being in a healthy place, but also being willing to listen and be
Yes.
vulnerable because if we cannot work together, I'm not, and I've told people this before. I had a client once, and I said after the first 3 weeks, I just said, look, here's your money back. I don't think it's successful that we'll work together. Now, they accomplished their goals, but I didn't feel good about it because the thing is, they weren't really listening. They weren't opening up their ears. They weren't being valued as far as the work. They were doing it, but they weren't making the changes. So they experienced it, but their values and their beliefs didn't change. And most importantly, their habits.
Yeah.
So just because they accomplish one goal doesn't mean they're going to accomplish other goals.
Exactly. No, that makes sense.
So as far as like when you have a new client, and that new client's feeling lost, and they don't know where to start and where to go. What's kind of like a beginning process? What does that look like typically to help somebody through their problems?
Sure. A lot of times, and I try to always be conscious of my verbiage. Not problems, there's issues or challenges because we all have them.
Yes.
Gosh knows I have them. But it's one of those things that I just sit down with somebody and say, what brought you here today? And it's usually because they got a referral of my name from somebody, and the person knows them. But I always just have a conversation, because when people are relaxed, they'll open up. But if they feel like they're getting 20 questions, they won't. Now, when people first get into the conversation, we just talk. But if we go to the next step, what I do is I send out a welcome packet that has 10 very specific questions about where do they think they've been most successful? What do they think has been holding them back? So I get a little more information about them, as well as their business, as well as what success would look like for them.
Right.
So a lot of times when I sit down with somebody, I always try to find out where they are today and where they want to be in X time and what success looks like.
Right.
And if they're
That's
realistic.
great.
Because I need to
You got to be
honest with them.
realistic. Absolutely. Okay, you know what? This is great. I know that you have a book.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. So the book's called Goal Setting, Move Forward, Get Out of Your Own Way, which is a great title for a book. So there have been lots of books written about goal setting. So what do you think that sets your book apart from other goal setting books out there?
And is your book about goals or what?
My goal is to write about goals. No,
Yes.
This book actually was probably about 10, 15 years in my head or in notes around different parts of my house. But realistically, the thing that I like most about this book, and I get most compliments on from looking at reviews on Amazon or people I've talked with and have read this, is a very simple, straightforward book. It's not War and Peace, where you're going to fall asleep after 700 pages. It's a smaller book, about 100 pages, that will just talk about the process, how to build habits, how to build goals, how to build experiences that will do it. The biggest thing I want to do is not only that you succeed on the one, but you build characteristics that are going to help you in multiple things. So it might be, I am very organized, or I'm very disciplined, or I'm very committed. Those things, to get those characteristics, take time, and you need some experiences and build up confidence. And in this book, what I do is to talk about real life struggles that I've had as far as not as successful as I wanted to be in areas, and opening up, and then also talking about how you get to the other side.
Right,
and sometimes
being
it's just
vulnerable, right? You were vulnerable in the book. We haven't read the book, but we'll definitely go out and get it. And I love what Tom says about habits, goals, and experiences. I think that is definitely, those three items are key to creating the consistency that you're going to need to move you forward, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone, when you grew up, everyone has experiences, good, bad, or different from our parents or our fans. And those experiences build up our beliefs, and those beliefs build up our habits. And if you want to change your habit or your culture in business, you need to change your beliefs.
That's so true. Amen to that. All right.
Amen.
So what are some of the common mistakes that people make when they are setting goals? We kind of touched on it, but what are they?
I don't think people make mistakes. It's kind of like an assessment. You can't make a mistake compared to a test. You can't flunk it. But I think what people do is either make them too big, or more times than not, they make it too small.
Yeah.
Let's. Why don't you tell us, how people, you have some discount that you're going to be giving our listeners. Can you explain that? Because we only have little bit of time left, so I
Yeah.
want to make
Tell
sure.
us about the discount. We love getting discounts.
Sure. If anyone contacts me, you can contact me on my website at www.tommatzelle.com, and that's TOMMATZ as in zebra, ELLE.com. Or you can email me at tommatzelle or tom@tommatzelle.com, and just let me know that you heard my interview here.
Well, great. You know what? We're going to tell you about the special. So thank you, Tom, for being on the show this morning. Again, if you need help getting your business or getting to the next level, contact Tom at tommatzelle.com. So let me spell his last name, Matzelle, or www.tommatzelle.com. You can also go to LBO and find out more information. Here at the Lifestyle Business Owner, we're not rendering financial or legal advice. We're just telling you what we do with our business and what we, give you the resources that we have available. When we come back, we're going to start our LBO segment. This is where we get an opportunity to talk about how to buy a business, grow your profits, and make it run without you. Make sure you follow the Lifestyle Business Owner on Facebook and IG, and you can listen to the Lifestyle Business Owner show anytime, anywhere on lboradio.com. Thank you, Tom Matzelle.
Thanks, guys.
You bet.
More of the Lifestyle Business Owner Show coming up here on Business Radio 1300 KKOL.